Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nicole with Made from Scrap, and today is going to be the end of April video for hashtag Crafty Goals 2024 collaboration that I'm doing along with the other ladies that are linked below at the bottom of the video in the description. And first things first, what we do is run through how did we do with our goals for the prior month. So for April, this is my list, and I started with a goal of making my album with a twist. This is using the Wizard of Oz collection, and I did do a sneak peek, a couple of them actually, and then some social media posts with my double album. I did not do a tutorial video, but because I really just had fun with this. So this is the double album. It's an 8x8. I do have a whole walkthrough video on this, but it was made to look like the twister. And then these are magnetized together, but there's two albums. And so on the back side is the Wizard of Oz. This is the Land of Oz. So with the little hot air balloon. So I had a lot of fun making this, and like I said, check out my video on my channel, and you can take a look at the inside of those two albums, and I hope it gives you some inspiration. The other projects that I did were with the Photoplay collection, Anchors Away. And so those were for my Country Craft Creations design team projects, and this is the tri-fold folio. Is that how you call it, Nicole? Yeah. That I made. This is a quick and easy, very quick and easy project that you can follow along. I have a full tutorial on my page to doing this. So it was a lot of fun that I put together this with the Photoplay. And then I also did this Back to Basics project, and this is a 6x6 mini album, and you can see that it just has two quick signatures in it, so very simple to make. And again, this has a full tutorial. It teaches you all about making from the cover all the way through. So I hope that you enjoy those, and check out my channel for that inspiration, and definitely check out countrycraftcreations.com for a lot of crafting goodies. So moving along, I also had a goal of my retreat banner. So I'm going to a retreat in Utah, and so the idea was to make banner pieces that we could actually trade with folks. So here's a little snapshot of one of the banner pieces that I made. This is to commemorate the 10th year of Country Craft Creations. So this is one of my little banner pieces. I made this with some just some Dollar Tree netting actually, and put the shaker pieces underneath, and then you have the candles. So that was fun. And then I have this one, so I tried to make them different shapes. I used beads from my stash. I used papers from my stash. All of this trying to use some of the little cuts that I did before, fussy cutting that I've had in little bowls and whatnot on my counter for a while, and little pieces that I cut out from prior projects, little cut aparts. Anyway, that was fun to make there. I went ahead and put a little used some die cuts as well, so that was another one. And then we have this one. So this one I was trying to do a little bit more 3D with it, and it is also a shaker, so I think it's fun. But yeah, anyway, so this was the banner project. I do have a couple more pieces because there's 6 of them, but they're actually drying, so I won't show you those. But that was part of my goals. And then moving along, I actually had on here a master board. I just didn't get to it. I kind of prioritized other things on my to-do list besides the master board, so that was a big fat X. I did not get to that one. My holiday cards, I did get to that one, but I'll tell you, I had to push myself to do this at the very end of the month because I was running out of time. And so what I did is I pulled out some cards, pre-made cards, which is basically just an envelope, and in this case a flat piece of paper. So it's basically like a postcard. I went ahead and stamped on the back, and then I just started layering. I used a 6x8 pad of paper that had some cut aparts in it. I used some white artisan cardstock that I had in my stash, just from little pieces that were cut off from prior projects over the last couple of weeks, and I just tried using that up. So I did just a couple of layering. So they're just flat cards, but they are Christmas cards. So I went ahead and made my 10 cards. So I tell you what, this is 5 sheets of 6x8 paper pad. I actually have the paper pad here. So I still have more than half of it left. This was Simple Stories, Simple Vintage North Pole, and I just, pulled out some of the papers from this, and the first thing I did was cut it in half along the height of the paper, so cut it right at 4 inches, and then after I did that, I stacked it up on top of each other and cut it down at the 2-inch mark. So you had a piece that measured 2 inches wide by 4 inches and 4 inches by 4 inches. And that way I could mix and match the papers back and forth, and then use the cut aparts on the top to layer this up. So this is another one, and then we have this. I didn't even feel like it needed something else on it because it was so beautiful. Here, this one, and then this one, and then this is some glitter paper that I've had in my stash for a while that I picked up from Dollar Tree, so I just went ahead and cut that down, and then of course the envelopes. So those were my 10 holiday cards or Christmas cards. I did make 5 other cards. Let's see, I went ahead and pulled some things out from prior little ephemera pieces that I had pulled together, so I made myself a card there. Then for the other cards, I actually participated in a fun virtual retreat that was all about Powder Puff Girls. So this was my coloring project for this month. I have been doing a coloring project as one of my goals, and I did not write that down for a goal, but I sure had a lot of fun doing it. So this is a retreat that was done with Say Anything, and you can see there's Bubbles, there's Buttercup. This is a cute little box just to put some goodies in, like that. So we got Bubbles and Buttercup. This is not a, well, I'm calling this a card, but it's a 3D project, obviously. It's a shaker, and this is great for graduation because, is what I'm going to use it for, because it's like a little trifold here, and you can put 3 different gift cards in it. So isn't that cute? So that's a card. I'm considering that a card. I have a couple of extra colored up things, but here's a little wiper card. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, it's so adorable. Okay, then I have this card that is, it's a Z fold that you can see I've paper clipped these on because I haven't quite finished it yet. So I need to be finishing that one up. And then I have this one that is the sky is the limit. And then I have my extra little dollies in here that I colored up. So let me remove those real quick. Ooh, they're flying. So you got Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. Isn't that cute? I like that one. And then we have Mojo Jojo. So I colored up Mojo Jojo, and there is Stop Monkeying Around. So that's a card. And then I made another Mojo Jojo. I used one of my embossing folders that I haven't used in quite some time, and some of my dies that I have from Stampin' Up. So I made that card right there. So anyway, those were some of the cards that I made this past month. So that was fun. Let me just stick this in here so I don't lose all my little colored pieces. Okay, all right, moving right along. I did, let's see, so that was the cards, organize my cards. I did go through my cards. I made a whole list actually of the cards that I have in my containers, organizing those, and I ended up making a list like this of how many birthday, sympathy, get well, anniversary, yada, 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 different cards that I have in my stash. I separated out the holiday cards because Christmas I'm working on them, so now I have another 10 there. So I'll be adding those to my stash and deducting, but it was really just to give me a reference as to what type of cards I need to work on moving forward to build up my stash. UFO sighting, I did do one more doodle bug shadow box, so I did one for summer, so I can hang that up. That was cute. And then dusting off a tool, I already mentioned the old embossing folder that I used, and I also used my Sizzix flower shaper. So what I ended up doing was making basically a mass make. Okay, so I ended up using a new die that I purchased. It was from Scrap Diva Designs, and so I used those to put together a bunch of butterflies. I used some mica spray stains on some white artisan cardstock to cut out the little body, and then I layered up the butterfly with a little bit of tulle that I had from from Dollar Tree there. So I made a bunch of these, and then I did flowers because I wanted to add something to these little goodies. So here are the goodies. I'm just going to jump through them really quick. I also did a mass make for the bag toppers, and from my stash I used these prior pieces of paper that I made ruffles with, just inline sewing a while back. So I have a whole drawer full of pieces that I have from prior projects that I used to make paper ruffles. So let's just run through these really quick. I think they're super darling. I went through the flowers that I had to go ahead and decorate up the top. I used some of my word dies for some of these. This is part of the new die collection from Scrap Diva as well. Do this one right there. The yellow one. These are some clay molds that I made in the past as well, so I pulled those out of my stash. So how fun is this to share it with some of your friends, which is what I am planning on doing with the next retreat I'm headed to just shortly. Here's a little red one. Isn't that cute? This little green one. I have another one here. And then I have a couple more that were packaged up already for the mail. So those were some mass makes that I did and set those aside. So then I decided that I was also going to go ahead and do, I like working with my Julie Nutting stamp, so I wanted to make sure that I made one of those. So I entered into the April tag swap under the Facebook group, Julie Nutting swap group. And so we had a layout that we needed to make, and so then I was able to use another one of these little butterflies. So all these pieces were from my stash, and of course the little mass make that I made. Okay, moving along. Oh, one other thing from the Powder Puff Retreat, I put together this little album. It's a shaker on the front. It's magnetic closure. It's a little tag album. So I still need to finish making it chunky, but you can see it has little pockets. There's the Professor with his Chemical X. You got Blossom. You got Bubbles. Here's the Buttercup, and then the back side of your album. So anyhow, like I said, I still need to finish decorating that, but the album itself is put together. So shakers, you know, between the banner and the shakers that I made for the Powder Puff Retreat, I am doing pretty well. So this is just my list of stuff, and I think I went over everything. Okay, moving on to May. So for my goals, I have a lot of retreat projects to do, so I'm going to be working on my summer virtual retreat project, the tutorial, the cut guide, and the project itself when I return back home next week. Then I have a Disney virtual retreat that I'm just looking to do the project prototype for that. Then I'm moving along to finishing my final Stamp Anything retreat project, which is a whole little 3D project with a beaker, you know, for Chemical X. So that's going to be my UFO sighting, I'm calling it. I'm going to continue with my 10 Christmas cards, and then I want to go ahead and make 5 birthday cards. So again, I'm trying to build up my stash, but I'm trying to be a little bit more cognizant of which ones. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and add on here 3 graduation cards, because I really need to make a couple of those. Junk journal, I have a lot of embellishments that I've made already, so I want to go ahead and work through using some of those embellishments in a junk journal, so I will get together one of those. And then Mother's Day, a couple of 12 by 12 layouts I want to do. And then moving and just thinking through for the Disney virtual retreat, I want to go ahead and start printing my Disney photos. So I have a lot going on. It is a shorter list, but I feel like this is plenty for goal setting. So again, I hope you had fun watching this on a monthly basis. Please check out the other ladies below. They're working really hard to put these videos together and give you some additional inspiration. Okay, until next time, everyone, have a happy May and happy crafting. Bye.